Regenerative agriculture is an emerging science-backed approach to farming that goes far beyond sustainability by focusing on restoring and enhancing the natural systems that support life on Earth, from the soil beneath our feet to the air we breathe. It begins with a simple yet powerful principle. The land is not a lifeless medium for growing crops, but a living ecosystem filled with microorganisms, fungi, insects, and roots that together sustain fertility, productivity, and balance. Over the past century, industrial agriculture has dramatically increased food production, but often at the cost of soil degradation, water pollution, biodiversity loss, and climate instability. Heavy tillage, chemical fertilizers, and monocropping have stripped soils of organic matter and disrupted their biological integrity, turning once living soil into inert dirt. Regenerative agriculture seeks to reverse that damage by using methods that rebuild soil organic carbon, restore ecosystem function, and promote resilience to drought, floods, and pests. Central to this approach is the idea that healthy soil leads to healthy plants, animals, people, and ultimately a healthy planet. Farmers who practice regenerative agriculture use techniques such as cover cropping, crop rotation, composting, reduced or no tillage, agroforestry, and managed grazing to enhance biodiversity and restore natural nutrient cycles. Cover crops like legumes, clover, and rye are planted between main crops to protect the soil from erosion, add organic matter, and fix nitrogen naturally, reducing dependence on synthetic fertilizers. Minimal tillage keeps soil structure intact and protects microbial life that drives nutrient cycling. Compost and organic amendments feed soil organisms and improve water retention, helping crops withstand dry periods. Integrating livestock is another key principle. Through rotational or managed grazing, animals are moved across fields in controlled patterns that mimic natural herd movement, allowing plants to regrow while manure returns nutrients to the soil. This synergy between crops and animals closes loops in the farm system, reducing waste and dependence on external inputs. The power of regenerative agriculture lies in its systems thinking. It treats the farm as part of a larger ecological and social whole. Instead of isolating problems like pests or weeds, it seeks to understand the relationships that naturally control them. Diverse plantings attract beneficial insects and birds that keep pest populations in check, while polycultures and intercropping disrupt disease cycles. Farmers plant windbreaks, trees, and hedgerows to provide habitat for pollinators and wildlife, while agroforestry systems combine trees with crops or livestock to stabilize soil and capture more carbon. Water management is another vital aspect. Regenerative farms use contour planting, rainwater harvesting, and mulching to reduce runoff and increase infiltration, ensuring that every drop of rain nourishes the land. As soil organic matter increases, the soil acts like a sponge, holding more water and reducing both flooding and drought impacts. Studies have shown that regenerative practices can restore degraded land, improve crop yields over time, and store significant amounts of carbon in the soil, turning farms into carbon sinks rather than sources of greenhouse gases. This makes regenerative agriculture a powerful tool in addressing climate change, as it simultaneously reduces emissions and captures atmospheric carbon through photosynthesis and soil carbon sequestration. But regenerative agriculture is not only about environmental health, it also reshapes the economics and culture of farming. By reducing reliance on expensive chemical fertilizers and pesticides, farmers lower their input costs and increase profitability. Regenerative systems tend to build resilience over time, meaning farmers face fewer losses from extreme weather or pest outbreaks. Localized nutrient cycles and diversified production create new markets and opportunities for small and medium-scale farmers. Regenerative agriculture also fosters stronger community relationships, as it often emphasizes local food systems, direct-to-consumer sales, and cooperative models that reward stewardship rather than exploitation. In the United States and across the world, a growing number of farmers, ranchers, scientists, and consumers are turning to regenerative practices as a way to heal both the land and the social fabric that connects people to it. From Midwestern cornfields transitioning to cover crop rotations to California vineyards adopting compost and biodiversity corridors, regenerative methods are proving that productive farming and ecological restoration can go hand in hand. The science behind regenerative agriculture reinforces what traditional farmers and indigenous communities have known for centuries, that the soil is alive and that taking care of it ensures abundance for generations to come. Microbes and fungi form complex symbiotic relationships with plant roots, exchanging nutrients and signaling molecules that strengthen plant immunity. When tillage and chemicals disrupt these networks, plants become weaker and more dependent on external inputs, but when regenerative practices rebuild them, farms become self-sustaining ecosystems. Each practice in regenerative agriculture builds upon another. Cover crops feed microbes, microbes improve soil structure, healthy soil holds water and nutrients, and resilient plants produce nutrient-dense food. This cascading cycle of regeneration benefits not only the environment but also human health, as nutrient-rich soils produce more nourishing crops that support stronger communities. In recent years, major institutions, universities, and even large food corporations have started supporting regenerative initiatives, recognizing that the long-term viability of agriculture depends on reversing degradation trends. While our regenerative agriculture does not have a single rigid formula, it varies by region, climate, and culture. It is unified by its commitment to renewal, balance, and respect for natural systems. Transitioning to regenerative agriculture requires patience and observation. In the first few years, farmers may see modest gains as the soil rebuilds its structure and microbial life, but over time, the benefits compound. Fields once prone to erosion begin to retain moisture, earthworms and insects return, and yields stabilize with less chemical input. Farmers report better water infiltration, reduced fertilizer needs, and more consistent productivity. The visual transformation of the land, greener cover, richer soil, and thriving biodiversity often serves as its own reward. Regenerative agriculture teaches that humans are not separate from nature, but participants in a living cycle. When we farm with nature instead of against it, we unlock the potential of ecosystems to regenerate themselves. This philosophy represents a profound shift in mindset, from extraction and control to care and collaboration. In practice, it bridges modern science with traditional wisdom, combining data-driven soil monitoring with age-old techniques like mulching, mixed cropping, and rotational grazing. Ultimately, regenerative agriculture offers a hopeful vision for the future of farming and the planet. It reminds us that the land has an incredible capacity to heal if given the chance, and that human innovation can align with natural regeneration rather than degrade it. The movement is growing rapidly, from grassroots farmers to global policymakers, united by a shared recognition that food production and environmental restoration must go hand in hand. By restoring the biological richness of the soil, capturing carbon, protecting water, and reviving rural economies, regenerative agriculture holds the key to a more resilient and equitable food system. It transforms farming from a cause of degradation into a source of renewal. As farmers nurture the soil in turn nurtures them, creating a cycle of regeneration that sustains life far beyond the boundaries of the farm. In this way, regenerative agriculture truly heals the land and strengthens farming systems, reminding us that regeneration is not just a technique, but a philosophy of hope, care, and coexistence that reconnects humanity with the living earth on which all prosperity depends.